Hello, David, and welcome back. So our
Hi.
focus today is all about the vital importance of industry knowledge for salespeople. Before we get into that, could I just ask for a brief introduction?
Thanks, Sue. So my name is David Milligan. I head up a firm called Ulysses Partners. We are a boutique consulting firm working with large financial services players, technology companies, and fintech firms. We have four core areas. We focus on digital transformation projects, orchestrating technology partnerships, innovation capability building and consulting for larger firms, and building industry knowledge, especially across financial services. And that's what we're talking about today. My background is extensively in financial services. I spent 10 years heading up strategy and innovation at a large bank with over 45,000 employees. And during that time, I was fortunate to run one of the earliest sort of technology bank partnerships, sort of fintech bank partnerships before it was really a thing in 2006. And that experience was very formative in that it showed me, how technology partnerships can work in financial services. And that experience led me some years later in 2013 to start a company called Matchy, which is one of the earliest fintech bank matchmaking platforms. We were very lucky. We grew that business over a few years to have over 7,000 fintech firms as partners, as well as having over 80 financial services firms. And that then led in turn to an alliance globally with KPMG, and KPMG then bought the firm in 2017. I joined KPMG's advisory practice, working with their global fintech team and technology teams in over 35 countries. And we grew to work with over 130 financial services clients. So I like to say I've been around the block when it comes to financial services and technology.
You clearly have, and obviously during all those years have held some very senior positions in these financial services organizations. So could I ask you, what sales approaches impress and what don't?
So that's a really good question. And in short, what was most impressive is where technology vendors were speaking to me that demonstrated that they understood the industry, that they understood financial services in particular, that they understood the business models, they understood the challenges that were being faced right now, but also that they had at least a high level understanding of the trends that were sort of coming my way as a financial services executive. And that was true of my colleagues in the bank as well. So yeah, I think what is impressive is that industry knowledge. And the thing that was sort of to be avoided was where it seemed that they were just talking about their product, that they were only able to talk about, let's say, their storage or their networking. And that just ended up putting them into a very narrow bucket. If that's all they could talk about, that's all they were to me. They were never going to be more of a strategic partner advisor. And I think that's a much more valuable relationship. You want to elevate the conversations.
And bring insights to your table.
Absolutely.
And as you were saying, it's not really about being necessarily an expert. It's having sufficient knowledge to get into more meaningful conversations with customers and stay away from those products, as you say. So obviously, over the last 12 months, we've been working together to design, develop, and deliver a series of financial services industry knowledge sessions. Could you just expand a little on the content?
Sure. Firstly, they were great fun to develop and to deliver, and it was great to be able to share these with teams in different markets, from the Americas to Europe to Asia. And the main content we were trying to convey in the initial stages was, understanding the business models in financial services, in particular in banking, insurance, and consulting, understanding the value drivers, sort of like what is impacting the business outcomes of clients in those areas, and building on that, sort of the personas of the people in the key decision makers in players in those industries. But what are the challenges that they're facing today? And what are the trends that they are concerned about? And as you say, it wasn't about being deep industry experts, but having a sufficient grounding in the challenges that they faced. And I think that really leads to better sales conversations.
And I think important as well that we also focus not just on the knowledge, but on, as you said, how to apply it in those customer conversations. So it was practical, really practical help. So many thanks, David. It was just going to be a short chat here today. And as you've said, in summary, industry knowledge is possibly just as important as good selling skills. And when you bring the two together, you're going to have increased success. Because if you understand more about the industry, the big players, the latest developments, drivers of revenue, it's going to be such a much more productive conversation. So if you'd like to know more about our industry knowledge sessions, please click on the Contact Us button at the bottom of the page. David, many, many thanks indeed.
Thank you, Sue.